am a paper hoarder. I recently got a comment on one of my videos about how much paper I have and decluttering the paper. If I have the comment, I will put it on this video. Do you know what? It has lived in my head rent-free ever since I got it. So whoever that was, this video is for you. I literally collect so much paper. It's ridiculous and I don't know why. I think it comes from a fear of throwing something away that I might actually need when actually I never need it. And you know what? I know I'm not the only one and I know you have it too. So why don't we do it together? Me and you declutter all our paper together and we can all feel less alone. How does that sound? Sound good? Let's do it. I think the first task is finding the paper. Let's start with the ones that I know where it all is. I feel like there might be some under this bed. Kitchen is probably one of the places that I hoard the most because this is where I'll bring my post in, which is where the most of the clutter comes from. Annoyingly, it's not me bringing it in, it's people posting it to my house. That's a problem in itself. And because I rent this house, I get a lot of mail from previous tenants who used to live here who didn't change their address on some things. No matter how many times I return to sender, I still receive it. So at this point I don't know what to do with it. So I just keep sending it back. This cupboard right here is the problem junk cupboard. This cupboard in itself really needs to clear out, but today we're just focusing on paper. So I'll just get the paper out of here. I don't even know if this works. This is the issue. So much stuff. I recently moved my kitchen hoard into the living room. That's a pretty big hoard of paper. Pull it all onto the board. It's just paper. So I'm going to sort this out into 3 piles. I'm going to get a pile of really important documents, a pile of things I want to keep for sentimental value, because I know this one is a diary from when I was like 17, and as much as I cringe reading it back, it's important for the history of me to understand where I've come from and not to forget it. And then third and final, I'm going to have a pile of documents, paper, crap to get rid of. Maybe a 4th one of important documents that I don't now need, that I need to process correctly to ensure that my details are safe. This is going to be really fun to obscure all the addresses in this video. I don't know why I chose to film this. I'm doing it for you guys. So, let's get started.
I've been trying my best for a while, trying to please everyone who's around me. I've been putting on a fake smile, even though I'm wasting time. I don't want to be trapped in a box, trying to be like the rest when I'm not. I just want to go my own way, gonna let the past burn down, cause honestly don't want to be stuck in boring conversations with you.
This is cool. This is like a catalogue I got given from a clothing? A furniture shop. Very much a vibe. Do I need it? Absolutely not. And I don't know why I've kept it either, because I could never ever afford anything from this brand. I bought this planner pad with the best of intentions of using it and it being like a key part of my productivity working from home system, but I literally used it like once. It doesn't have big enough squares for what I need it to do, and like my to-do lists are genuinely like 2 pages long. Like it's not funny. Yeah, I just don't see myself using this. This is from when I got, how many did I get? Oh my god, 1, 2, I got £400 worth of parking charge notices from my old work when they spotted me coming in and leaving, which is so funny. And every time they've got like a picture of me coming in and leaving, I just thought that was so funny. Luckily I didn't have to pay any of them because I was meant to park there free through work, but they changed like parking provider and then they charged like everyone who parked their car there. It was so funny. I mean, at the time I was in hysterics because I was like, oh my god, I've got a £400 bill and I literally am a waitress, like I can't afford a £400 bill. Luckily I didn't have to pay, but I just thought it was so funny. Probably time to get rid of this though. Like, it's not something good to have with me. It's not good vibes. So these are the piles that we've got. Over here we've got so many cards that I need to go through. This is all paper that has like my address on it or sensitive information that needs to be thrown away, but I need to process it first. This is all important documents that I need to keep. They're sensitive and I need to file them correctly. This is all post that has my address on it, but is addressed to people that don't live here anymore. So I need to go and put all this in the post box and write on it, not at this address. And then over here, we've got lots of rubbish. Really making good progress so far. Quite proud of myself. Let's keep going. David Poppins. So it is like a week later and I have not touched any of these piles of paper for like a week. Maybe I should have finished it last Sunday. Did I? No. Will I ever finish a declutter in one day? Probably not. So these 2 prints I don't have up on the wall anymore, and I think that they're both really nice, especially this one. This one is probably one of the favourite ones I have. And then this one used to be in my office, but I swapped it out for something a bit more like neutral. So these 2 prints, I think probably between them cost about £20, and I'm gonna sell them. So I put them up on Gumtree this morning and fingers crossed that they sell. Rather than getting rid of them, I definitely know that those are of value and somebody might want them. So why not just try and sell them? I have so many cards I need to get rid of. Kind of that sentimental thing, especially when they have like little notes and poems in. I just think it's so cute and I never really like getting rid of them. This one can go, this one can go. Look at this one. It's these ones with the pictures on that like really get me. Like I can't get rid of them. So all of this here needs to be posted in the post box to be returned to sender because the people that these are addressed to don't live here. All of these are are things I need to basically like make confidential, like cut the addresses off and then like recycle the paper. I feel like I need a shredder. Okay, now I have this big pile here that I need to go through, and I need to file all of this in this big accordion file that I have. I don't even know what half of this stuff is. This file is getting so full. I need to kind of go through everything. Oh. God. It's a bit full. I don't know if this is going to close. Ooh. I feel like that's totally going to break, but it's closed, so I'll take that. I probably need to get like a proper filing system for all of that, but for now I'm happy with it just all being in there and not everywhere all around my house with like all these important documents just floating about. This is what we have now. So I think all of this needs to be kept. This needs to be put in the bin. I need to go through these two notebooks and take out the pages I don't need and then recycle the rest of it. I'm a person who loves writing in a notebook. I write everything from to-do lists to journal entries to any idea that I have that comes into my head. I usually write it down on paper. But decluttering these two notebooks really opened my eyes to how much useless notes that I'm just holding on to for no reason. Of that whole notebook, I'm keeping 2 pages. And I never refer back to them, and no one has any use for them except for me, so I don't understand why I'm so prone to holding on to these kinds of things. And I think I need to kind of implement a system of either when I finish a notebook, I go through and I process it and take out the pages I do need and the pages I don't need, or every year I go through my notebooks and do something like that. But yeah, I need to kind of figure that out, because otherwise I just keep collecting notebooks and I don't need them. I have to shred all this paper now. Thing is that I don't want to buy a shredding machine, because the cheapest one I can find is like £10. But then does that defeat the purpose of becoming a minimalist? Because I don't want to keep bringing things into my home, and that feels like something that I would be bringing to my home, and I can't be bothered with it. So I'm going to manually shred all of this paper. Let's do it. So this is probably like the last 10 years of my life. Pretty much since I moved out, this is all the paper. So, I mean, this is like, what, 6-7 years worth of paper that I'm getting rid of right now, and it's taken like 1 day in total. It's not that big of a deal. And if I kept on top of it, it probably would have like not been this bad. And I think that's why I was putting it off for so long. But I just need to manually shred all of this paper and then we're done. And I think what I'm gonna do is over like the next few months, I'm gonna slowly but surely like put different parts of this bag in with like food waste, like everyday waste. So then it gets like food on it and like it gets spoiled. So that it's not gonna be all in one big bag for someone to just rifle through. It's gonna be like in little bits. Not that there's anything in there that is sensitive. It's just random notes and like to-do lists, but you just never know, and it's probably better to be safe than sorry. We are done. I have managed to significantly organise and declutter a lot of the stuff that was in this house. So much so that all I have left are the important documents that I actually need, which have been filed away. I've gotten rid of all my post that wasn't addressed to me. I've gotten rid of all the junk mail. I've got rid of all of the things that had my address but I didn't need anymore. And I've got rid of 2 notebooks worth of useless notes that I don't need. I'm so proud. And yeah, it feels so good to have done that. It's something that I've been putting off for literally years. I think my main point would be, if you are putting it off, just literally dedicate a whole day, pull everything out, put it all on the floor, go through everything just like I did, sort through it into little piles, and then tackle each pile itself. And that is it, it's done. I have hated every second of this, but now that it's done, it feels so good. And I highly recommend you tackle your paper clutter as well, because we all have it and we're all ignoring it. I can't be the only one. If you enjoyed today's video, make sure to subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next episode, which I think is going to be another Swedish death clean. I recently got the Swedish death cleaning book. I've read it, and now I just need to do my second Swedish death clean. So stay tuned for that. But if that is something you want to see, make sure to hit like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.